keys. And everywhere I go, they follow me. Just about when I've had enough of everything piling up, I cancel it all out. Just hit play a new escape route with the simplest of things, like the strumming of strings. These songs are what keep me strong. Can't seem to get enough rest, feeling nothing but sad, depressed. Things becoming so real, having a hard time making them ideal. The stress of everyday life has caused me nothing but strife. As I try to break away, along comes another day. Just about when I've had enough of everything piling up, I cancel it all out. Just hit play a new escape route with the simplest of things, like the strumming of the strings. These songs are what keep me strong. It's too hard to go about the day without having to go and hit play. Music is what helps me get away from all the troubles that seem to stay. Just about when I've had enough of everything piling up, I cancel it all out. Just hit play a new escape route with the simplest of things, like the strumming of the strings. These songs are what keep me strong.
I feel like walls are closing in on me, and I'm trapped with no way out. I'm a floater. What, is there an audition process that goes down for various friend groups? Because clearly, my pre-screen did not pass. I didn't make it on the callback list or the cast list for the production of Brittany's birthday party or the theater group chat. Come to think of it, my name wasn't on the cast list for either of the shows at school this year, or last year, or the year before that. You see, I'm not as high up on the theater major hierarchy as I'd like to be. The group of the most talented people in each grade are referred to as the elites. Once upon a time, I thought I was going to be one of them, and now I'm constantly questioning everything. Why didn't this happen for me? Am I not good enough? Should I even be considering this as a career? I've always asked myself other questions, like, how do I become prettier to get a boyfriend? Or, how do I suck up to a teacher to get that letter of recommendation or to network in the theater business? But all of this came with a price. The price was time. Time to think, time to breathe, time for me. None of this did anything for me. I realized that if I couldn't find inspiration from the outside, my gut told me that I had to find it from within. From now on, I will commit to what I want, because it doesn't matter what people think, and I don't want to be one of the elites anymore, because that's not who I am. I don't conform. I can't let myself be defined by one thing, because I'm not. I'm more than that. And the walls were closing in so much that I became claustrophobic, but I knew that if I was going to breathe again, I needed to trust that I'm enough.
Okay, so I have a huge homelessness and I need your help. Okay, so the cutest guy ever, John, asked me out today. Well, besides coming downstairs to Torius, asked me out. But then Lucas, the guy I've been best friends with since pre-K, that was before Siri, so you know it's real, had to go confess his stupid feelings for me. I wish it was an emoji that meant sorry, but this guy's really hot, so I can't date you. Anyways. Let's do pros and cons. Okay, so John is super hot, super cute, and so popular, and those abs will make you pass out. But his ego is bigger than Nicki Minaj's butt. And Lucas, he's super sweet, smart, but he's more emotional than Kim Kardashian when she was talking to Caitlyn Jenner with that whole, you know I'm not happy, you know I'm not trying to jump. The wrong guy can ruin my reputation. So, and this is worse than those fake J's my mom bought me last year. But then come to think of it, John was one of those idiots going, what are those at my fake J's? So I guess I'm choosing neither. And if I choose Lucas, my future husband Nahor might come out and propose to me, and that would be awkward. Anyways, I need Starbucks.
When I was in 5th grade, I had a best friend and we told each other everything. On a Friday close to the end of the year, I told her I had a crush on a really cute boy in class. My crush and I have known each other since kindergarten. If he found out, this would be the end of our whole relationship as friends. But I told the most trustworthy person I know, so I had nothing to worry about. But that afternoon, a few of my friends came up to me and asked, "Do you really like him?" She told them, all of them. I was so embarrassed at this point, I just wanted to escape, mentally and physically. So I ran to the bathroom, which is rare for me. If you saw those school bathrooms, you would start thinking that the janitor just for show. Anyway, I just needed a little bit of time to collect my thoughts before I stepped back into that class. Of course I had to, and when I did, I sat with my head down, and every few minutes my crush and I glanced at each other. Our relationship was ruined with my crush and my best friend. My life was over. Okay, maybe not my whole life. I mean, I got over it like 2 weeks after it happened. I still talk to both of them, and we follow each other on Snapchat and Instagram. Come on, we're in middle school now, and that was so 5th grade.
I kept building and building, wearing a mask across my face, and now it's stuck. It's part of me. I never intended. It started in middle school. No one likes who you are then. No one liked who I was anyway. The sweet, happy-go-lucky girl. Every time I tried to make friends, they wouldn't say anything, but I could tell behind their fake smiles, they're all thinking, why is she going to leave me alone and bother someone else? And then there were the cool kids, the kind who challenge the teacher, act aloof, and hardly show any emotion. So I changed. I became the best, most self-centered, apathetic child you have ever seen. But that wasn't me. I actually cared about people. It all started to fall apart one day with an argument with my mom. She asked why my stuff was all over the floor. And she asked if I even cared about my things. I told her to stop caring about me because I stopped caring about myself. I made my mom cry. Believe me, there's nothing worse than being the cause of tears of your own mother's eyes. But I can hear her, me, the real me. And boy, is she disappointed. She wants out, and I think I might be brave. She claws at my balls and she tears at my mask. And for once in my life, maybe I can find my escape.
Untangling your headphones. A daily struggle for humanity. You undo one knot only to discover that you got yourself stuck in another. That's a pretty accurate illustration of how I view my life. A knot. I idolize knowledge, and because of this, in school I'm what's known as the smart girl. After years of being called this, instead of it being a compliment, it suddenly became a label that was impossible to shed. Whenever I tried to talk to people and make friends, they had trouble understanding my vocabulary. And so, over time, I learned to simplify what I said. But then, simplify became don't say anything at all. And I began to bottle up what I was feeling. Have you ever tried dimming the light on an on and off only switch? You really can't. So I started to feel crushed, and all of my emotions started to sweep over me. I just wanted someone to talk to. Here was the catch. I could find someone kind of like that in my teachers, but I wanted someone my age, not someone who was 30 to 50 and got paid to be there. Not to mention, my peers already thought I was odd without being friends with my teachers. So, one person came so close to meeting my needed criteria. I almost felt like I could be the real me around him. But I was on cloud 9. But then I made the mistake of telling some people in a gossip circle that I liked him in order to try and fit in. Oops, that blew up in my face. Originally, I did not want to talk to my parents about it because I knew exactly what would happen. They were both psychologists, and I would get sat down in my dad's leather chair. He would go get his notebook, and my mom would ask me how I was feeling. And then he would write a perfect transcript of the entire conversation. But this situation was different, and I thought it needed to be resolved by myself. But eventually, it became too much to handle. So, the night after the incident, I tiptoed downstairs and I found my mom typing on her computer. I sat on her lap and I cried for 3 hours, explaining everything, while she smoothed my hair like I was 6 again. And she told me everything was going to be all right. You know what? It was. The next day, I still avoided talking to him, but things started falling into place. I noticed bits of my ideal friend in everyone, like pieces of a puzzle. One person might be a sparkling conversationalist, another a great listener, and a third just as loyal to all her friends. And I started to spend more time with these kinds of people, finding my pieces of my puzzle in everyone. And now, I'm a person who isn't so lonesome, and I'm starting to feel more happier with who I am and my differences that set me apart. I know the road is still long and tough, but it's easier now that I have friends by my side and happiness in my heart.
One beautiful day in 3rd grade, we were getting 2 tests back. I was feeling pretty confident. When Mrs. Sullivan handed me our peoples, I actually got 2 Fs. I thought about what my mom would say when she found out about this. I would be wonderful and he told me. I had to hide the papers from her. I thought thousands of ideas like crumpling it up, swallowing it, owning it. My favorite, traveling all the way to China to leave Dale. When I got out of school, my mom was picking me up.
How was your day?
Good,
How was lunch?
good,
How was running club?
good.
What game did you play?
Capture the flag.
How was it?
Good. When we got home, we were both downstairs. When is she going to go upstairs? Mom told me she went upstairs. I was looking for the perfect place to print the papers. The first place I went to was the toilet. No, 2 obvious. The second place I went to was the bathroom. I could flush shit, but then I might clog the toilet, so that was a no. And then I went to my bedroom, and then I saw my mom.
I checked your grades online and saw that you got 2 Fs. What's in your hand?
I gave the papers to her.
Okay. Let's look over this and see what you got wrong.
I can't believe I had to sit there for 20 minutes reading it over again. Not to mention I got grounded for a week, which meant no TV and no video games. Next time I just use the truth.
Home from school, I only have 3 hours to do my homework or I can't go to the beach with my friends. But I really, really don't want to do it. How can I escape my homework? I have math, I have science, I have to write a paper for drama, I have a history test. I need to start. I'll start with science. Wait, where's my book? I have to go find it. Oh, there it is. I can start. Open to page 108. Wow, I'm super hungry. Goals just made me do this homework faster. Let me go grab a bowl. Look, problem 1. Man, these goldfish are making me super thirsty. Some chocolate milk will really help me focus. Has it been an hour? That clock can't be right. Wait, does this year spin? I didn't know that. I had to check my email. What if something really important came up? My mom's calling me to see my homework done. Hi, Mom. Almost done. What? My friends are on their way? You're in the driveway? Oh well, maybe I can go to the movies next time. Guess I better.
Being a teenager sucks! Yeah! This is the age where nothing goes as planned. You try to do one thing and then boom, something else happens that gets in the way. And it's not just occasionally, it's every time too. That concert you want to go to so bad, tickets are sold out. You're weekend at Disney with your friends? Grand, because you got an F on your algebra test. That surprise party you heard was for you? It wasn't yours. It was some other person. Everyone forgot your birthday. Trust me, it sucks more than it sounds. Oh, and then there's school. We go to school for 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, 10 months a year, for 14 years of our lives. School makes me sick! Yeah! Every night I have about 40 problems in math. Packets from language arts, thousands of worksheets for science, and Reading Plus. Oh, don't get me started on Reading Plus. But there's something even worse than school. Parents. Yeah! Now, don't get us wrong, we love our parents. Yeah! Most of the time. And we appreciate everything they do for us when they actually do stuff for us. But they can cause a lot of pressure. They expect us to get hundreds on every test, clean our room, do chores every day without complaint. But let's be real here, you guys aren't perfect either. My parents can't remember my name, and mine should be easy. I'm the only girl. Do you know how many times I've been called Josh, Jaden, or Jason? Too much! Too much! Too much! I mean, the least you can do is remember the name that you gave me. I mean, why does being a teenager even exist? Why can't we just go over this time period and go straight to being adults? That's probably much easier.
Christmas morning, my favorite holiday of the year. We're ready to start opening our presents. I got so much stuff. We're on the last present and it's from my aunt and my uncle. Everyone was acting so weird. It was almost like I was the only one who didn't know what the present was. My uncle took a deep breath and opened the present. I was confused. A plain white candy cane. Everyone was screaming and yelling and I was just like, calm down, it's just a plain white candy cane. Then I took a closer look. It wasn't a plain white candy cane. It was worse. A pregnancy test. My aunt gave her husband a positive pregnancy test. Yes, that means I'm going to be forgotten for another 2 years. In my family, the child gets 2 years and major attention, then after that, you're just a normal kid. I have a sister and 3 cousins. So that means 8 years of being forgotten. I just wanted to escape, but I knew that wasn't an option, so I put on my brave face and congratulated my aunt. A few months later, everyone was starting to buy my aunt and the new baby a bunch of gifts. I was really jealous. 8/28/15 was one of the hardest days of my life. That was the day I knew I would be forgotten. When I walked into that hospital, I just burst into tears. My mom was hugging me and telling me everything was going to be all right. All I could imagine was Bob Marley singing that song to me over and over again. Don't worry about a thing. But when I walked into the waiting room and when I saw him, he was the cutest thing I ever seen. I couldn't be upset with him. This wasn't the end, it was just a new beginning.
We were running in circles for far too long. It was time for a change. Me and my family were ghouls, mindlessly shuffling around, doing our day-to-day activities, and there was a hard disconnect between us. My brother, glued to his Xbox. My younger brother was always playing Minecraft. My parents were always busy with their work, and I was always in my room, mindlessly watching videos on my phone. This hard disconnect between us, mixed with the tiredness of the mundane, eventually boiled until our longing for adventure overcame our inhibition. My family was ready to hit the road and see all parts of the U.S. they'd never seen before. So we hit the road. We went all over the U.S. We made every stop we could. We stopped at rest stops, cities, national parks, monuments, everywhere you can imagine. The transition to the road was not an easy one. Tensions were high, and we argued over the stupidest things like who got to use the car charger to charge their phone or who got to ride shotgun. At the Grand Canyon, my older brother was on his phone. My younger brother went off in search of some rocks. I went to go climb some boulders, and my parents got some pictures. At Zion National Park, my brothers followed a river upstream, and me and my parents, we explored some shallow caves. At El Napai National Monument, we all explored the dirt paths together. We'd seen caves, mountains, hills. We don't have any of that in Florida. After about a few weeks, we had reached as far as Utah before we decided to head back. On the way back, we camped at this empty campground. We pitched our tent and quickly made camp. I wanted to go carve my name on a tree, so I went off in search of a worthy candidate. I soon found that the campground was empty and had almost no tree cover. So defeated, I returned back to camp. And I looked up to see the moon, only to be overcome by wonder. I run back to my tent, I pulled my family out. I laid a blanket on the floor, we all just lied down and looked up. In Florida, it is so bright at night. You're lucky if you can see the moon. But in Arizona, you could see whole galaxies, swirling cosmos above your head that have always been there. You've just never seen them. Like my family. Lying on my back watching the night sky, I became one with everything. My heart swelled and shone brighter than the stars. I never felt further from home, and for once that was comforting because I had had my true home with me the entire time.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful castle, and in the castle lived a king, a queen, and their princess. The princess had a wonderful life filled with festivals, balls, and anything her heart desired. The sky was crystal blue, and the sun was always bright and shining. Everything seemed perfect in the kingdom. But one day, the king and queen got word of a dragon that was terrorizing a nearby village, and her parents started to argue about how to get rid of the dragon. Day and night they fought with no end in sight and no solution to be found. Her parents started to argue about everything. By the fifth day, their argument got so loud, the castle began to tremble, and cracks began to snake up the walls. Their yelling scared the sun into hiding, and for the first time that the princess could remember, it began to rain. The rain started off as a drizzle, and then came down harder and faster until it was a torrential downpour, complete with lightning and thunder. The castle began to shake and tremble more violently as the queen and king's fight reached a crescendo. The castle began to split into three, separating the king, queen, and princess. The king and queen, so immersed in their quarrels, took no notice of their splitting home. Meanwhile, the castle split further and farther apart, the movement creating huge trenches between them. The princess was terrified. Now she was all alone. The princess began to cry. To stop her crying, both the king and queen decided to send gifts to the princess, each exclaiming to each other that their gift would be better than the others. The queen sent the princess a pearl necklace. The king sent a beautiful new dress. It became a competition between the king and queen. The king sent a dollhouse. The queen sent a carousel. The queen would send a kitten. The king sent a puppy. The princess just wanted the fighting to stop. To make herself feel better, she escaped into her imagination. She dreamed that she had a normal life where her family was happy and their house was whole. One day, the princess decided to write letters to the king and queen. In the letter, she explained that she felt sad and lonely. She wanted her parents to stop fighting. She wanted to fix the house together as a family. Upon receiving the letters, the king and queen grew quiet. They hadn't realized their daughter felt this way. Immediately, they turned to their daughter and apologized for acting this way. Then they turned and apologized to each other. They politely took turns expressing their feelings and opinions, and they asked their daughter how she was feeling. In the days that followed, the house slowly started to move back together, the trenches shrinking little by little as days went on. Then finally, the cracks in the castle were mended, and so was the princess's family.
When the skies combust and I feel the world closing in on me, when I see the rubble falling down around us, when I hear those questions barging into my brain and intruding my thoughts, you remain stable, unaffected by the natural disaster that's after us all. You are the sunrise that we watch together and marvel at in silence. You are the colors and the shapes and the movements that take place inside of your eyes. You're that song that you sing that gets stuck in my head. You don't need to be there for me to sing along. You are sarcasm and wit and humor and time travel. To you, I'm just another girl you know. I'm someone to talk to. I'm your friend. I'm here. To me, you're my guide away from this destruction and chaos. You are the car that shakes and rattles as we ride down the highway. You are coffee runs in the pouring rain, puddles and broken umbrellas. You are elaborate schemes and plans for tomorrow. You are fairy lights on Christmas trees. And I can feel things changing. I can see the world drift away from what we know into a terrifying new horizon. I can hear the booming echoes of what will you do after high school? What will you do with your life? And I can see the disappointment in their eyes. Even as adolescents, it's a sin to tell them that we don't know. That's when I come back to you. I'm with you, and I can feel the world crumbling apart and falling into place at the same time. We talk about your issues, and we talk about mine. We talk about the universe and the vastness that it holds. We talk about theories and things we don't understand. We pretend to know what we're talking about. We discuss the things that don't make sense, and we're okay with it in a nonsensical type of way. And you're that look we share when something around us is sillier or more ridiculous than usual. You're the doodles on paper of rain in the city. You're a shared pair of headphones and the music you played, shielding me away from their expectations and judgmental stares. And you're that first conversation we had so long ago, rearranging the broken shards of my life into something beautiful and worth living. And as we speak our minds to each other, I'm not there anymore. I run off with you into our own secluded hideaway. I need you to know that my appreciation runs deeper than any of the rising waters that try to drown us and wash us out. I don't have to worry about them or what they have to say because I'm not with them anymore. I'm with you, and I feel like I'm at home. I'm with you, and I've escaped. I'm with you, and we've crawled from the wreckage. We've survived the debris, and we're okay.
I thought it would just be a regular visit to Grandma's community nursing home. What could possibly go wrong? From the moment I stepped inside, I sensed something was fishy. Turns out it was only the tuna sandwiches for lunch. My mom and I slowly walked into the common room, quietly searching for my grandma. I go sit down, plug in my phone, then I see them, sitting in the corners of the room, their eyes locked onto me. Suddenly, I'm surrounded by people. They start asking me rapid-fire questions.
What's your name?
What school do you go to?
How old are you? Are you Morgan's grandson?
I try to answer their questions. Cole, 12, Eddie Henderson, and yes. Suddenly, a bony, cold, dry, and spotted hand grabs my wrist. I turn and find myself face to face with an elderly gentleman. I nod politely. Suddenly, I feel a tingling in the back of my hair and whirl around. One of them was trying to touch my hair. This is not normal. Mental block.
More silver-haired ladies.
Thank you. More silver-haired ladies jump in, and one even tried to pinch my cheek. There's too many hands. I try ducking down, but the hands still follow me. They just keep coming. Just as I think all hope is lost, I hear,
Step away from my grandson!
Elvin steps aside, leaving a path for one individual, my grandma. She walks over to me and whispers,
Let's go for a walk.
She gives the others a stare and leads me to the exit doors. When the automatic doors open, we see a group. No, a mob of more old people waiting outside, walkers at the ready. Of course, the one day I go to Grandma's nursing home is the one day the entire home goes for a walk. Only one word comes to mind. Run.
The worst I
A clown's coming. You're joking me. They shook their heads side to side, and right then I felt like I was about to explode. Clowns make people happy. If clowns do make people happy, then I'm not a person. I hear the doorbell. I open it and see all of my friends standing there holding beautifully wrapped gifts. When they enter, I see someone following behind them with a red nose, crazy looking hair, and really big shoes. It's the clown. I slammed the door and locked it. I stood against the clown. My parents let the clown in. Hi, my name's Tim the Clown. He screams in my face. Oh. My parents told me to smile and participate in all the games Tim had for me. So I did. He said he was going to do a magic trick and he needed me as a subject. He started putting his hand close to my ear and pulled out a string. While I was freaking out, I ran to my room and shoved my face into my pillow. My parents told me to come outside, but as long as that thing is out there, I'm not going out. It's good time. My parents yelled across the hall, and I could not resist Kate. So I went out there seeing all of my friends, including Tim. They sang happy birthday, I took my slice of cake, and ran back into my room and stayed there for the rest of the party. That was the worst birthday I ever had, and I never want to see a clown again.
Cars crashing, people talking. Yet this is the one thing most people hate. Walmart. When my mom and I walked in, we started in the clothes section. My mom is searching through different racks while I try to see and put on my headphones. She looks through different racks and brings clothes to the dressing room. That means another 30 minutes at the clothes section. So in that time, I beat all of my games, check all of my social media as she finally comes out. Are we done here, I asked? Oh, we might have to go to the food section. Great. She pulls out one of the largest lists ever, but this list is just for food.
Again, I love food.
I love food.
Oh, I love food, but I do not like shopping for it. You have to walk down every aisle, and also you have to stand and decide which can of beans you should buy for Taco Tuesday. Also, I come back from school, I'm tired and hungry, you think I want to walk some more. And then my mom says, you've been such a good girl, want to go to the toy section? Are you kidding me? I'd rather have an iPhone 6s rolls gold. Okay, she says. I guess you don't want anything. So I'm walking to the car. I still have an unhappy and bored face while leaving Walmart. But I'm still leaving Walmart.
Okay, maybe I'm lost. Alright, I'm lost. This stupid camping trip. It all started like this. My mom said, no phones and no toilet paper. What is this madness? This is the worst. Plus this, and my dad and his jokes. I mean, Dad, did you bring Billy's new Velcro camping shoes? No, I think Velcro's a rip-off. We get there. Dad, I'm hungry. Hey, hungry. I'm Dad. I'm gonna go take a walk. And no, Dad, I won't take a hike. The sun is setting in its array of colors. The majestic birds gracefully flying overhead. The trees covered with flowers. It was disgusting. Ew. How could those nature-loving creeps like this? I'm already tired. The most physical activity I do is to the fridge and back. Wait. Where am I? Oh, no, that's bad, like really bad. I know. In an emergency, stop, drop, and roll. I'm not doing that. There'll be bugs all over me. I know. If the sun sets in the south, yeah, that's right. And April's Cupid's dog and the lean tar pizzas in Florida, that means nothing to me. I search my pockets. All I find is a penny, a tissue, a potato chip,
my iPod, which is dead. If I were some genius, I could probably start a fire or somehow get to a black hole. This feels like it's been forever out here. Light. It's fading. I'm never gonna get to eat those leftovers. I'm dying. Wait, that tree kind of looks like the one I passed 5 minutes ago. Honey, is that you? That was quick, like 5 minutes. My mom, dad, and little brother are all making s'mores. Wow, this is just the perfect camping trip.
There I was, standing in the bathroom crying in humiliation. It had just been a normal day until Miss Jessica asked me to demonstrate a part of a dance that 13 through 15 age group didn't understand. I didn't want to let her laugh, so I said yes in a nervous tone. As I was getting ready to present, I was standing in the center of the room, surrounded by the kids of the 13 through 15 age group. I was getting ready to present. I kept on telling myself, don't mess up, so I wouldn't embarrass myself in front of everyone.
I took a deep breath.
I took a deep breath and started a routine. 1, 2, 3. Right then, I forgot the biggest step of all. I was so humiliated that I ran out of the room and into the bathroom. After about 2 minutes, I heard Miss Jessica carefully knock at the door. Beatrice, can I talk to you? I unlocked the door and opened it carefully, making sure none of it could see me cry. I told her that I was nervous and embarrassed when I messed up. Don't worry, I'll pick another swing if you don't want to do it. No, I'm going to continue the dance. I washed my face and walked into the room. I took a deep breath and started the routine. There I was in the, sorry.
There I was in the center of the room.
There I was in the center of the room. I took a deep breath and 1, 2.
A place where long-lasting memories, friendships, and times are made. One that every camper waits the entire year to go back to their second home, Camp Amadero. But this year, I thought I would take a risk and sign up for climbing as my chugi. That's kind of like an elective. I looked at some of my friends, hoping that one of them would be doing worse than me to avoid embarrassment, but they were all zooming through the courses like chimpanzees. How could they be having so much fun? I mean, they were climbing on a giant X, and I'm pretty sure the design was chosen to either scare off the weak ones like myself, or to represent that if you climbed up the tower, you were never coming back down. But if I wanted to leave my fear behind, I knew I needed to go through with it. You might think that climbing is the worst part, but for me, it's getting into the harness. Always having that uneasy feeling that something isn't going to hold in place and that when your feet are no longer on the ground that you're going to fall. I could feel my nerves trembling as my counselor Rachel slipped the harness up to my waist. It was like an earthquake was shaking the ground beneath me. Finally, I was all strapped in. I was all set up to fail. Breathe in, breathe out. Slow and steady is the way I should go, but am I reenacting the tortoise and the hare or climbing a tower here? I began, placing my feet inside the narrow holds. I was doing it, but every time I looked up, there was so much left to do. I glanced down, frozen right when I was pushing through the cargo net. I suddenly thought back to the movie, Find Me Nemo. Dory saying, just keep climbing, 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 climbing. I couldn't quit.
I tried to hold on to the narrow holds, but my sweaty palms were getting the best of me. My heart was trying to escape my body, climbing up my esophagus, pounding through my chest. Just as the pinch of pride that I had left inside of me was nearly gone, my counselor Rachel yelled to me from below, "You're the only one who is holding you back." Her words motivated me, lifting me higher than the tower itself. I pulled myself to the top platform. Climbing for confidence is what I call it. I was on top of the world when I completed my challenge. The wind had blown the fear right out of me. No more boxing battles between my confidence and fear of heights again. I may get scared sometimes, but I always know to keep on climbing and to never let fear consume me.
When I paint, I find it hard to sketch out the image beforehand. Most times, I even forego the formality of a brush. I paint because there's a flood in my brain and I am drowning. I cannot breathe until I have purged onto a page, a canvas, a wall, anywhere but inside of me. Until I'm bleeding through my fingertips in colors that I thought existed only in the confines of my mind. Here, in this space, they jump to life. They leap in time with my heartbeat, they tiptoe along my veins and swim through my blood. They are woven into my soul but do not belong to me. These colors that flow through me are not mine, nor will they ever be. They belong to those who taught me how to read, those that pushed me on the swings and kissed my scrapes when I fell off. They belong to all the strangers whose names I'll never know, whose friendly smile when they held the door made my day, whose laugh inspired my own. I feel the burden of passing these colors on, to leave a mark where there wasn't one before. I've always considered myself an artist, somebody who makes art. But I've come to the realization that one cannot exist without the other. I cannot authentically create what I myself am not. Fingertips finally meet paper and I soar. My mind goes blank and my stomach is an acrobat in Cirque du Soleil. I'm nauseous in the best way. Arms up, screaming my way to the end of a roller coaster, my throat burns. I am an artist and I am art. For me, it was never about coming up for air. I just had to learn how to breathe underwater.
That you've heard before.